Okay, today is Tuesday, September 8th, and this is our Team Lead by Example call. And I just kind of talked a little bit earlier that um, I got to be on a Zoom call with a top coach, Leslie Cortez, and she had some really, really cool ideas of like what she does to duplicate her diamonds. She has 15 diamonds on her team. She's been a coach for 4.5 years, and I didn't write down kind of her story, but she said it took her a year to become diamond. Was it 2 years to become 1 star? And then her third year, she went from like 1 star to like 7 within the next year. And then from there, she went from 7 to 13. And she said, then things got really shaky and things kind of fell apart. And then she really focused. And this year, she said she was going to hit 15, and she did. So I think the biggest thing that I got from her was just really digging into your downline as much as you can, because the more you help your downline people, the more it helps the person they're signed up underneath, because maybe that person they signed up with maybe isn't as experienced or as knowledgeable about what they want to do with their business or how to even train somebody. And I'm more than willing to do that. That's why I have these training groups that we do. The only thing is I want everybody in our team to use our group as much as possible. And that was another thing she talked about today, was using your team group for as many questions that you can post in there versus just automatically messaging me. And I don't mind the messages. So don't get me wrong, and don't take it personal and think, oh my God, she's talking about me, because I'm not. I'm saying in general, if we can, because there are other people on the team that would love to ask the same questions, but are either too afraid to ask it in the group, or they're too afraid to even message me or someone else. And she said she literally works from pen and paper. Like, she has a list on paper that she works from. She uses that messenger part of, or that she uses the Facebook Messenger with the voice messaging, voice recording. And so instead of just texting her coaches or texting her customers or challengers, she sends a voice message to them so they can hear her actual voice. So I thought that was kind of, I mean, I've been doing that. So, and I like to hear that top coaches are doing the same thing. So it's kind of almost a reassuring thing to me that I'm doing the right things too. Another thing she does that I really, really think it would help, I don't know, it worked for me when I was in the diamond mine. What they did is you put money in as a coach. Each coach put in, I think mine was $20. And it was a push to us to get to diamond. And you have 6 weeks. You can shorten it up to a month and just see who can push the hardest to get to diamond for the month or diamond for the 6 weeks. And what they do is whoever hits diamond gets the, oh, Amber, just a second. Oh, I just muted her. I'm getting a lot of background noise. I'm not sure who it is. Okay, got it. Okay. And what they do is each coach puts in $20. So what you need to do is get 8 coaches signed up in that 6 weeks. I know that sounds crazy, but when you think about this as a business, it's not crazy. If you really, really, really want to develop a team, you have to be willing to sign people up and have people join your team, whether it's discount or it's business builders. Obviously, all of us want business builders, but the discount ones help you hold rank as well. And so what it is you, like I said, you put $20 in. We each push each other to help you guys get to diamond. You sign up 8 coaches. 2 of those coaches have to go to emerald. And so if you can do that, you get the pot. So however many coaches put in the $20, you get the money. Unless there's more than one person that hits diamond, then it just gets divvied up. I know they did a big one like that. Amber, when was it that Dave ran that? It was huge. It was like thousands of dollars that was in there. I don't even remember how much money was in there. It was crazy amount. And Do you remember, Amber?
I think it was like
It was before Summit.
it was right after I went diamond, so it was like February, and I think there was $60,000.
Yeah, and it was
But there were so many
crazy.
people. There were so many people in it that, like, obviously the pot, like, each person didn't get that much. I think every person got like $400 or $600.
Yeah, and I mean, just for hitting diamond, it was kind of a nice little bonus. So, I mean, I know our team isn't that big to get that much for money, but I mean, just a little bonus for hitting diamond would be awesome. And I think it would really push people outside their comfort zones to really grow a business. Um, and she also said, and I know this is probably going to shock a few people, that she said she works up to 6 hours a day on her Beachbody. And how she does that, I know that sounds crazy. She said it's not every single day at 6 hours, but she tries to put in, because she is home with her kids and her kids are in school now, so she can put that kind of time in which that's probably something I'm going to start doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, is really putting a lot of time in while they're in school. Um, so you have to do what is best for you. And if you are working full time, like there were some coaches on there asking, well, does she work full time? And she said, well, I'm a full time mom. And she said, I'm lucky that my kids are in school now, but she said, I still have to work my business. If I want a business out of this, I have to do what I need to do. Um, and then, so this was her question. I thought this was really, really good. She said, if I was paying you to show up, would you do it? And would you still have a job today? And this is a choice. So she said she asked her coaches that if she would pay you to show up every day, show up on calls, run these challenge groups, do all this stuff, would you show up? And then she said, okay, so then my next question is, would you still have a job today? If, from the moment you started as a coach, have you been doing all those things to get paid, from her? And she said she had a lot of coaches that it kind of just was an eye opener to them, that they realized that, okay, maybe I'm not showing up and doing what I need to do, and asking the questions I need to ask. I've just been, sitting back and thinking I'm not good enough, or I'm not going to be a good enough coach. And her biggest thing today was telling us that it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. You have to be willing to share who you are and share your story in any way that you can. I see other businesses out there, and these people are constantly just showing pictures of their, of like a graphic. It's not anything personal. There's nothing personal to it. So that's what I think makes us stand out, is that we do make it personal. We make it a personal connection with our customers and our coaches. And I think when you let them into your life and you show your fitness and your, just your everyday life, your maybe trips that you're going on or something, that people kind of get a sense of who you are. She just said her number one fitness advice was to embrace your journey, which is something I think we talk about a lot on our team calls and in our group, hence the name Lead by Example. So I just, I really think that people need to dive more into personal development. I can't push that enough upon you guys. I know she really suggests GoPro. I have 4 copies of it here. If, I don't know, I'm willing to send 4 of my brand new copies to somebody if you're willing to read it. If you're going to waste it and waste my shipping, then I'm going to be ticked, because I am willing to send it. But I paid for these for coaches that, are really serious about the business and want to move forward. But you have to be willing to read it. You have to make it a priority. I make mine, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm reading 3 books. And I read at least 10 to 15 pages of each book before I can turn on my TV, before I can, I don't know, do anything mindless that's crazy or whatever. Well, people are messaging here. Andrea said her personal development is Emotional Intelligence is a good book too. And then Molly says she will take one. You don't have to pay for shipping, good Lord. I'm going to write your name down for one of them. So. And Erica, so you want one? just nod yes, no, but type yes or no, because I can't see you, I guess. Okay. Okay, so I have 2 people. Let me see. The other thing, okay, I wanted to touch on the questions that people had put in the group. Aaron had asked about the coaches versus customers. Honestly, I present the opportunity to every single person. If I'm inviting them to a challenge group, I make the event and I invite them. I just invite bajillion people, like 200 to 300 people. I just go through my friends list, and until somebody flat out tells me stop inviting me to your events, I've never had somebody tell me that yet. So I just keep inviting the same exact people. And people that said they were going to order the last time, I message them and say, hey, I'm running that group again this month. Are you ready this month? And if any time there's ever a money issue kind of thing, I always present the business opportunity to them. It's the invite 3, you refer 3 people and your Shakeology and everything's paid for. So there's your opportunity of getting somebody as a discount coach. If you feel that I know somebody else had mentioned people that seem like they're coach material. Okay, so some of the people I think are coach material are fitness people anyways. Somebody that's on a weight loss journey or some kind of a health journey that you see them posting, that they're out walking and they're doing all these things. Well, they're already inspiring people. So why not ask them to join you? Because if you don't ask them, somebody's going to, and I can guarantee somebody will. Because when I started my journey, I just said, hey, I want to lose some weight. I'm at my heaviest. It was so totally embarrassing to put it on Facebook, but I said, oh, here I am on the elliptical, and I was thinking about how I wanted these people to join me and maybe hold me accountable. So I thought, hey, let's do a Biggest Loser thing. So I posted on Facebook. I don't even remember how many it was. I'd have to get my file. I kept it. And they were from all over the U.S. There's like 200 or 300 people that joined it, but then I had to take their weights, and oh my God, it got messy. But just from doing that, I was approached by numerous Beachbody coaches, and I was like, oh no, that's not for me. No, I'm not a Beachbody. And then one person, actually somebody I went to high school with, we were in cheerleading together, and she messaged me of one of the many that did, and there was something different that she said. Knowing that we both were on the same kind of journey, it made it easier to join her. The other person that I had thought about, she was really salesy, and she actually asked if she could be in my Biggest Loser group, because she was like, oh, I want to be held accountable too. And what did she do? She poached every single person in that group and sent all of the messages. They were all messaging me like, this lady is bugging me. She's, all this stuff. And I confronted her. I'm like, dude, you said you were joining to, to be held accountable, not be stalking my people. And it was really disheartening. I thought that was just a shady way of trying to get sales. And so I obviously did not go with her. I went with the other coach. And actually, it worked out better because I ended up with a really great team, and my upline team is amazing. So I can't complain about how I end up choosing. But if you have any sort of a gut feeling on them, send them a voice message on there. Go through their Facebook, find something that you have in common with them, and just say, blah, blah, blah. I see that maybe he or she is a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, or somebody that's struggling financially, that's like, oh, I wish I could find this one thing, or maybe their job is really rocky, or they, different things that you can find that you can put into the conversation to make it more personal, that you even know anything about them. And everybody that you know in your warm market, like people that you actually went to high school with, that kind of stuff, it should be a no-brainer to send them a message. What's it going to do? What are they going to say? No? Okay, then at least you planted the seed, and they can watch you be successful and wish that they would have joined you when you asked them. So I think you need to kind of, I don't want to sound snotty when I say this, but kind of get over your own ego and realize that it's not about you, it's about them. you're giving them the opportunity and you're giving them the chance to join this business and make something extra for their family. And if you use it as more about them, you are going to be a lot more successful. And when I started, that's why I wasn't very successful at first, is because it was about me. I wanted all this stuff. I wanted all this money. I wanted to be this huge ranked diamond coach and all this stuff. And I just flailed because I wasn't making it about the other people. And so now when I invite somebody to come to the team, I let them know that, you know, if they want to make extra cash or if they want to pay for this, this is an opportunity for them to do it. And I think more and more people are starting to know what Beachbody is. There's still some people out there that have never even heard of Beachbody. And I literally want to say, do you live under a rock? How do you not know? But those are almost the best ones too, is that they don't know, and they don't know what kind of a great opportunity this is. I wish that we had some like killer video to send to people or something else that would just really show them how awesome this business is. But really all you have for you is yourself. I mean, there are videos, but I watched them and they don't. If I was somebody that was looking to be on this journey and like lose weight and be held accountable and, oh my gosh, maybe help some other people, I think I would try to find a more not so studio kind of video, more of somebody that's just like you, just like me, just like anybody on this team. I wish I was really good at making videos. I'm not as good as I wish I was. So if I could, I would think of some kind of like fun, inspiring, like join our team kind of thing, but not so good. And so, yeah, so if you can find ways of talking to these people that you feel are coach material, just send them a message. Tell them the honest to God truth that you think that they're coach material, and explain what a coach is. I hate the word coach because it makes it sound like a whistleblower, but that's not what you are. You're here to inspire people and help keep them accountable and help them reach their goals. And if you express it that way, maybe even through a voice message or getting them on the phone, your chances of having them feel your excitement and, you know, show that you're genuine and real and you're not just trying to make a sale, you want them to actually join this team. And the more you look at you helping them become successful, makes you successful, it will make everything flow much better together. And that is why I help everybody in my downline. I don't care who you sign up underneath, I help you. And if you're willing to do the work that I tell you to do or what needs to be done, then you're going to be successful. I can't say it's going to happen tomorrow, it's going to happen in a month, but I can tell you it'll happen. You have to stay consistent in everything that you're doing. And if you want people to join you, you have to do the same thing every single month. So even these 15-star diamonds and these bajillion triple-star diamonds, they are doing the exact same stuff every single day, every single month, every single year. They're not changing it up unless there's like something they found that doesn't work. Okay, they don't do it. But you always want to be doing the same things that you can duplicate to your coaches. And if you expect your coaches to be making sales and hitting Success Club and getting on the team calls and doing all these things, you need to be doing that. That you can't expect your team to do something that you're not doing. And for me, I have bad weeks where I'm just like, I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. I quit. You know, I feel like that. But then I see somebody on my team doing really, really awesome, or I see them, you know, inviting and posting all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, seriously, this person's like really working hard, and they're making me feel like I could, you know, I need to buck up and get my crap together. And it does. You guys inspire me. I love watching you guys post stuff and putting yourselves out there because people are watching. Even I'm watching. So it's kind of fun to watch how much everybody has kind of evolved since they signed up as coaches and how much they broke out of their shell. It's really fun, and you'll see that when you start growing a bigger team. But you gotta get out of that mindset that people have to be a specific thing in order to be a coach or to even offer the opportunity to them. If they say no, then okay, then you at least offered it to them. Inviting customers I always do events. If you feel comfortable inviting somebody through voice messenger, go ahead. I think that's great. If you feel comfortable doing that, I know I talked last week about a video, and that's what he does. He has a list, and he goes to the person's page, he looks at some of their stuff, finds something personal, and then he throws in, hey, I'm starting a challenge group on September 21st or whatever date it was, and I just want to know if that was something that you would be interested in. And he kind of gives a little blurb about what it is that what it is for the challenge group, and then message me back if you are interested or want more information. And he said some of those people never message him back. They crosses them off their list, and he messaged them, and they just never hear back. And he said he invites like 100 people over that month, and maybe only 5 people order. Well, he hit Success Club 10. So you have to realize that even though, like, you see me hitting Success Club 10, I invited like 300 people to the event. So if I get 5 people to order a challenge pack, to me, that is, I mean, obviously great that I'm hitting Success Club 10, but it takes a lot of inviting to get to that point. You can't just invite 4 people or 5 people and say, yeah, 5 people didn't order and I'm done. Because you just can't. If you want to be successful, you have to keep inviting. You have to invite more than 5 people. You have to invite 100 people, 200 people. You're not doing anything by sending somebody an invite on your event. You're not affecting them in any way, shape, or form. They get bajillion notifications on Facebook every single day. You're not hurting them. You're not bothering them. You're sending them an invite. They can click no, thank you. They can not going, or they can, they can put maybe, whatever it is. And so then what I do in my events is I post something in the comments every single day. I try to find pictures from our own team. You can ask for those. People on our team are more than willing to show the result pictures. I like to use real people. I don't like to use the Beachbody ones as much because I don't know that person. I can't personally tell you any little background on that person. People on our team, I know. I can tell you, what they went through, what their struggle was if we're messaging each other. A customer that's interested on how Molly lost weight and how did she do it, and that kind of stuff. Hold on, I gotta mute her. Okay. So I post something every single day. I post something right away in the morning. I might post a video. Like when I did size, I did really good the month that size came out. I had, 15 or 16 Success Club points because of just me posting videos of all my stuff and all the embarrassment I did. Man, I was jiggling and I wasn't very impressed. But people loved it. They were like, seriously, I want that program. If you could do it, I could do it. I'm like, okay, if that's a compliment, thank you. So I think if you put yourself out there, people see that you're a real person and you're actually doing it. So in these events, so any person that you invite to these events, you get a notification that, Jen Kelly posted in whatever event it's called. And I get them all the time. I get invited to all kinds of events. And every time somebody posts in there, obviously the person that set it up, so I host it. So every time I post something in there, every person I invited gets a notification that I posted something in there. So whether they want to go look or they don't, that helps, that they see that I posted something. And I try to post around the same times every day. So your audience might be different than mine. My audience, I do early in the morning before bus, like before school time kind of thing. I post early. I always post around lunchtime because people are on their lunch breaks. And I always post either if I don't get time, like after the boys get off the bus, kind of like 4:30, 5 o'clock, like supper time, either playing with their kids when I'm making supper. If I don't have time then, I post at like 8 because some people are putting their kids to bed by then and they're all like, oh, my kids are in bed. I'm going to look at Facebook. And then they see those notifications. So I try to pick when I think I've had the most interaction with my audience. And one time I posted really late at night on accident. I think I might have set up it was on one of my like pages before, and it was really late, and I couldn't believe the interaction coming in at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, what are you people doing up? And, or that they were so interactive at that time. But those are the times of days that I do it. I don't know what works best for you guys, but if you notice, like when you post something and you're getting a ton of likes on a picture on your Facebook, write that time down because then you know that that's a good time for everybody that's maybe on Facebook for you. Let's see. Cassandra said, if someone tells you no, how do you respond to end the convo on a positive note? God, I don't even know. I change it up all the time. Oops. I got to mute somebody. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Okay. So with me, it's different all the time. It just depends on who the person is. If it's somebody I know really, I don't know, kind of, I guess. There's not a lot of people in my warm market anymore that that I really hear much from. But I guess if they say no, my thing is I just say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, or just give you an opportunity to join us. But if you know anybody that would like to join us, I would love a referral. I always ask for referrals too. I'm not afraid to do that either. At the first few times I did it, I felt like a big cheese ball, but after that I was fine, because they might know somebody that would be interested. Maybe they have a friend that is into health and fitness, or is really struggling to lose weight, or wants to tone up, or who wants to gain muscle or something. I just try to leave things as much in their court as I can. I never try to be like, oh, fine, okay then, be that way, or nothing like, nothing snotty. But you always just want to find a way of like complimenting them for being kind enough to respond back to you, that you were grateful that they even let you know either way. I always leave my questions when I invite somebody, or I give them the information about the challenge group. I always put, does it sound like something you could do? And I leave that question open for them. And if they say no, you just say, okay, so I'm just gonna take your name off my list, but do you mind me, message you in the future, or that kind of thing. And then just see what they say. If they say, no, I'm just really not interested, then you absolutely cross their name off of your list. This just said Dora raised her hand. I'm not really sure why it just said that. If someone, okay, when you invite, do you use the event on Facebook, then make a group of people in who order? Yes, Molly, that's exactly what I do. And why is Dora raising her hand? Dora, do you want to talk? Because you're raising your hand.
No, so I'm on my phone. I'm trying to use the speaker, but I can't. I'm sorry. I'm driving. I can't hear anything. Sorry.
No, I keep saying Dora raised her hand. Dora raised her hand. Dora raised her hand. I'm like, well, geez.
Sorry, I'm trying to just use my phone while I'm driving.
Oh, stop raising your hand, Dora. Okay, I'm gonna mute you again. Okay. Oh, there you go. So yeah, so just if you make an event, so you create these events, and if you want to, I don't even care if you copy things that I put in my events. If you want to go in and look at my event and copy everything I do and make it into your own wording, I don't care. I don't care if the same people see the same stuff that I'm posting in my group or my event as you do. I don't care. Just try to change the wording a little bit so we don't look like copy and paste freaks. But yeah, I mean, if you use anything you need from me, I don't care. But the thing is, if you guys want to keep this like a big group, it's up to you, unless you want to branch off and kind of start doing your own challenge groups. Some people follow the challenge group guides in the Coach Online office. I don't. I kind of like, I have them all on my computer, and I might pick and choose different things I want to post about, but I like winging it. I like us using our own original stuff, like posting recipes, asking for a picture of a sweaty picture and making them post it on their Facebook wall, and little mini challenges. Excuse me. And okay, so then after I've created the event, the people that have actually ordered, if they say they're going and I'm not seeing an order and I give a date. So, okay, let me tell you, I'm going to do my next challenge group. It's going to start on September 28th. So I'm going to create an event, probably either on, I don't know if I'll, excuse me, I might create it on Wednesday. Because Thursday, I know we have rank advance stuff that I want to post about. So I don't want my event to get lost in there, and I don't want anybody to feel like they're not acknowledged either. So, okay, so I will make my event for tomorrow, and then it's going to be the start date of the 28th, but it's going to say in the write-up that they need to be ordering by the 18th at the latest. I still have stragglers that, wait until the last minute and they just want to be in the group. So that's fine, but just make sure that you press the issue of the 18th is the last day you could order blah, blah, blah. And then, then that way they have a sense of urgency. And I always say I can only invite 5 people. It has to be 5 new customers. So you can have 10 people that come in the group, but you just always want to aim for 5 new challenge packs. If you have somebody that just wants the workout, that's fine. But always, always, always try to get the challenge pack first. Not only because of your Success Club. I'm not saying that should be your first priority. But we all know that Shakeology is great for you. And it is beneficial for them to have that even over the fitness side of it. My personal opinion is Shakeology first. Because I think a lot of people get in over their heads with fitness and think, oh, I can do Insanity. I'm whatever. And then they get in, they're like, oh, this thing is insane. Well, duh, you weren't ready for Insanity. You just jumped into it because that's what you wanted. But if we would have focused more on your nutrition side of it, she could have been a little bit more successful. So if you can encourage them to do the challenge pack, but if financially they can only do a workout, still put them in the group, but just don't count them as one of your 5. And you always want to aim for 5 people in the group with challenge packs. And if you want to do a group with all of us, like our bigger one that I usually do, go ahead. Unless you want to branch off with and pick somebody on the team that you feel, it doesn't matter if they're in your downline, you're the same exact team, just pick somebody and branch off, do your own thing if you want. Don't feel that you have to be in all of my groups. I love having everybody in there, so just so that's very, very clear. I like having everybody in there and everybody bringing their own personalities in. But I like to have everybody in there if you feel that you aren't ready to go off on your own. But if you feel that there's somebody in the group that you like kind of bond with, you kind of relate to, go ahead, go off and do your own group. Just be sure to let people know in the group that you're running something in case they might have a challenger, just one person that they want to be in a group with. They don't want to put them in a big group, but they want a smaller one because you're running it. I do have a file in the group that you can put your challenge group dates, what your specifications are for it. I know Diana's got a few running this month. And again, I know I could probably do more groups a month, but I'm really like stretching myself. I'm in a lot of groups. I'm in a lot of coach training groups. So I really focus on one challenge group a month. I know other people can balance other stuff, but trying to train my coaches and trying to help my customers and help, still be a mom and be a wife and do all that stuff, it's too crazy for me. And then I feel like I'm not really focused on where I should be focused. And if people have free groups going on, I might send somebody in there that wants it. And that works that our team is so open to that. Dora, how do you keep up with so many groups? I barely can. Well, the big thing is I don't keep up with all the groups. This is seriously, this is what I do. My boys go to bed at night. I know my notification is saying I kid you not, I will take a picture at night of what my notifications look like if I have not checked it throughout the day. There's hundreds, 300, some odd notifications on there, and it's beyond nuts. So I don't even look at those. If somebody has tagged me in something, I will get an email. So that's where I know if somebody's tagged me on their wall, and then I'll go look. But if it's just mindless stuff, I ignore it. And I go into every single one of my groups. I have coach groups that I'm in. I have a stay-at-home mom group I'm in. I have one that are for Beast for women. And then I have my coach training groups. So I try to go in and I make sure I did not miss any post for the day that I need to comment or like, or go to somebody's page and comment on their stuff. So I'm really already pulled all over the place trying to do these other groups that I can't do all the groups that, like Diana, she's good at it. So I praise her for that. I can't do it. If I didn't have all the training groups, I probably could. But I would rather train my new coaches and help you become successful. And then my challenge group people just know when they come to my challenge group, it's a challenge pack deal. And if, like I said, if they want to do a program, that's great. They can still be in there. But then usually end up buying Shakeology anyways because they see everybody posting about it. and they see maybe their results aren't as awesome as somebody else posting in there. So then they ask about Shakeology. Let me see. What was my other? Uh-oh. Who's unmuted? Oh, there's a caller in there. Oh, Molly had asked in the group about how to get people to, hold on, somebody else. How to get people to kind of bite the bullet per se. My biggest thing is incentives. If I got down to the wire of hitting Success Club 10 or 5, if it was getting really bad with 5, I always offer incentives. When I was at Summit, I bought a whole bunch of extra stuff because it's all right off. And I bought like, this is a really cute cup, and I wasn't going to open it, but I'm a freak about fun cups to drink out of. And I got this one here, I don't know if you can see. It says Shakeology down it, and it's got like, it looks like a leaf on the top. It's got a fun green straw, and it's just cute, and I just wanted to drink out of it today. So I got a bunch of those. I got a Shakeology watch. I got an exercise program. I got a bunch of the Performance line sampler packs. I got some other stuff. I don't remember what else I got, but I try to use those as my incentives for people. I have shaker cups. I have Shakeology water bottles that are like pop top ones. And so I try to use those as an incentive. At one time I was using, if somebody like shopped at Amazon or somebody had, like, they wanted a Walmart card, I would just get them a $10 Walmart card if that's what they wanted. And those incentives you can do according to compliance. You can do those kind of incentives. But their rule is, if you do an incentive, it has to be available to everybody. Like, so you can't just say, okay, these last 2 people are the only people that are going to get a Fixate cookbook from me. It has to be available to all the people that ordered from you in that challenge group, which most people don't even say anything or even ask about it, but I still send something to them for ordering a challenge pack from me if I start offering an incentive at the end. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's how I get people to order right away, is just giving them an incentive. I mean, who doesn't want something free when they order? Let's see. Oh, Danielle asked about conversations with people they don't know. I haven't sent any in a while because I haven't really sent a lot of friend requests again, because mine were sitting out there. And so I go back through my requests that are not getting answered, and I cancel them, because if they sit out there too long, Facebook will flag you for inviting people that don't take your requests. So I just go back into my friend requests and I see who I've invited. And if I notice that, because I write down who I'm inviting, I have a list of who I invited on what day. And if they haven't accepted my friend request within a week, I go back in and I delete them off. And whoever has accepted my friend request, you get a little notification that says so-and-so accepted your friend request. I send them a little message, and I just say, hey, thanks for the for accepting my request. And I said, well, Facebook, and I always leave it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of corny, but I just said, Facebook, suggested us, that we should be friends. Facebook can't be wrong all the time. And I look forward to getting to know, who you are, more about you, or if I went to their page and stalked them a little bit, I see if they're a mom, I see if they're a dad, I see if they, what do they do for fun? Maybe we have something in common. I can say, oh, that's how, maybe that's how Facebook put us together, that we should, suggested friend is because, you like country music and so do I, and whatever. Just make it short, sweet, nothing crazy. You don't have to get all the detail, like, let's be best friends, come on over, we'll braid each other's hair, that kind of stuff. You don't have to get quite so personal. Just thank them for taking your friend request. And just make it a small conversation. And if maybe they call, if they message you back, great. If not, then just, you have a new person to invite to your stuff, to send an invite to your event. Jamie wants to know, how do you decide who to invite? Just random people on the people you may know? Yeah, kind of. I mean, you can go to their page before you friend request them. If they look like somebody you don't want to be friends with, then I would not would not request them. If they, I mean, just I go through their stuff. Like if it's somebody I think I would relate to in any shape or form, yeah, I send a friend request. And like I said, if they don't answer it within a week, I cancel it because, like I said, Facebook, if they're sitting out there too long, it looks like you're just inviting random people and Facebook will put you in Facebook jail. And I've been there before, so it's not fun. How far do I go into the conversation till I invite them? I am not good at that invite process thing with new people I don't know at all. If it's somebody I honestly, truly don't know at all, I'll invite them to my event, but I have not gotten over my own insecurity of inviting some random person. I know it works for people, and I know it works for, like, Diana used to do it all the time, and it worked for her. I don't know. I think she's just got words of gold or something, because I always ended up sounding like a boob. So she can't be on the call tonight, so I was hoping maybe she could give some insight on her thing too. Do you use a fitness page, or do you invite them all to your personal page? Honestly, Jamie, I had a fitness page, but I started my coaching on my personal page. So my audience was already on my personal page. I had a like page, and I had like, I don't know, 1,300 likes on it, but I was getting really nobody. Because it'll show you underneath, it'll say like how many people viewed it, or how many were organic views, and I was getting barely anything. So my audience started out on my Facebook, so I use just my Facebook. And I know some people have awesome success with their fitness page, but people that, like me, that started out this way, they waited until they couldn't get any more friend requests. I think there's like 5,000 or 6,000 people that you can have on your friends list, and then you can't add any more people. So then they would convert over to a like page, but and then they would move their audience there. But I don't feel like I'm big enough yet, known wise, what I do, in order for me to switch all my stuff over just yet. But if you start out on a fitness page, I think you have better chances of getting that organic audience. And people are going to find you that way too. But again, I mean, that would have to be something that you're putting on your Facebook, that I have this like page, come on over and like and follow me. But Facebook is really funky about what they put in people's news feeds, and it's really annoying. So with me, I have personal better luck with my profile page than I do on my like page. Again, it's completely up to you. If you don't feel that you can share the stuff that you want to share on your profile page, then you're better off getting a like page, so that you can be more open, and not be so afraid to share what you're doing in your business. And maybe not be afraid to, kind of let people into your life. Like I said, I use mine as just like it's my personal reality show. I share everything, probably too much stuff, but honestly, I can really care less. If somebody doesn't want to look, they can hide me or delete me. But that is how I've grown my business. And I've met so many people through sharing my life. Heather, do you keep your personal profile page public? Yep, everything on mine is public. If there's something I don't want somebody to see, I usually don't post it. I mean, I figure this: if somebody wants to find me, or somebody wants to, I guess, hunt me down and stalk me, I guess, they're going to be able to find me. If I'm putting myself on the internet, everything you put on the internet it's available to anybody. I don't care if you only have your friend seeing it. Your friend can easily right-click on that picture, save it to my computer, and I'm going to send it to all my friends. Like, oh my God, did you see what Heather posted earlier? Like, you can totally do that. None of your stuff is exactly private, even if you say it's private. So yeah, everything on mine has the globe. So everything I post has the globe next to it. Sometimes I tag my husband in it, so I can grab some of his people too. And I do get a lot of customers from his high school. So I get customers that he went to high school with. He's older than me, so it's kind of harder for me to relate to his class. I've gotten to know quite a few of them just because of my business. So I do try to tag him. I like tag your spouse, tag your significant other, because it'll show up on their page and then their friends will see it too. That was one thing I learned from a top coach too, is that just tag your significant other, or, you know, if you don't have a significant other, tag maybe somebody in your family that would let you, that does have a big audience or does have a large friend list, that you can just tag them and then leave it public, and it'll go on that person's page too, and so then all their friends see it. Again, I would probably make sure with whoever you're going to tag that they're okay with it. Let's see. Holly asked about the larger groups, or if you have to run a group yourself. I did mention too that you don't have to run one by yourself, but if you want to team up with somebody and run one, always be sure to add me in the groups, because I like to, you know, comment and you know, kind of, I don't know, just kind of help you out too a little bit, you know, and liking of things that you're saying, and giving my personal spin on something, because it kind of just keeps the conversation in there. And if people are too shy to maybe post something, if they see somebody else is saying stuff or praising them, you know, everybody likes a little pat on the back. So if you would, I have other people on the team that are running their own challenge groups, just add me in there so I can comment too. And then I can always critique you too if you want that. If you want to know, God, why it's so crickety in here? Like, why isn't anybody saying anything? And I can look at what you're posting and say, okay, maybe, you know, change it up a little bit, make it, you know, a little bit more you versus trying to sound like the perfect coach, or maybe a little less you and try. No, I'm just kidding. Not a little less you. Just always try to be yourself when you're doing stuff, so people are relating to you and getting to know who you are as a coach versus, you know, what Beachbody has in their scripts. And that's one thing they'll tell you too, is you can use these scripts, but make it your own. Make it so that the people that are coming to you or they're in this group they join you for you. They aren't joining you because, you know, you had the prettiest smile. They want to get to know, you know, they want you to support them and all that good stuff. So if you can make it more yourself, people are more willing to be open and chat and be more real with you in your groups. So, oh, and then she did ask too, adding people to her Facebook list, you know, just adding these people you may know. Also make sure that you have at least some mutual friends, because there's some weirdos out there that there are no mutual friends with, and you don't want to be adding those people. If you can see that you have mutual friends with them, try to make sure it's not a whole lot of mutual coaches on our team. That can make things a little sticky sometimes too. But the other thing you have to remember is if it's somebody that I have a mutual friend with, and I see, you know, you're seeing, okay, I'm going to add them, but oh, they're friends with Jen. Maybe I've never even worked with them. Ask them. Maybe I was too chicken to ask that person, and you're going to be the person that they're going to join. And then I'm going to be kicking myself because I was such a wimp and didn't say anything. And I've done that a couple times. So don't be afraid to add somebody if they're just a mutual friend with me. It may not even be somebody I even know all that well. And again, that's probably why I haven't reached out to them and said, hey, join my challenge group, or invited them to my event. Let's see. Oh, Dora asked in the group, just wanted to know how she has to make time to do everything, and you know, she barely has time to do these things. But honestly, when I was doing daycare, I felt like I was more organized than I am now when I have really nothing to do all day long. I feel like I think I need to be caught up on housework first, or I need to be, you know, checking with my coaches and checking all these things and adding new banners in our group and seeing who's close to being the next rank. And I'm like all over the place. And I do have a list of things that I have to get done for the day business-wise, but I do it all throughout the day. I'm scattered. I am a huge cluster. I am not probably the ideal person to tell you how to run things perfectly, because I am the most imperfect person you will meet. And I get it done. I try to find ways to get it done. And if you have to wait till the weekend, I can't tell you that things are going to be successful for you, because you have to try to make it work. You have to figure out why you're a coach. You first figure that out, figure out your why, and then you figure out how you're going to do it. You have to just make it happen. And if your goal is to be, financially free, to be home with your kids, to possibly replace the income that you have right now, or maybe you want to retire your husband and you like your job, but yeah, you want him to be home and he could spend time with your kids, or just be home and not have to work all the time so you could see him, or whatever it is. You have to figure out how to make that happen. If you told me, I want to be a coach where I'm making $500 a week, you want that, I can tell you how to do that. But you have to do the work. You can't just go, I want to make $500. Because if it was that easy, I'd be saying, I want to make like $10,000 a week. So you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to get the work done that needs to be done. You need to be inviting people, getting people to join your team, and getting them to have people join their team. So the more people you have on your team, the more it's going to kind of, it's going to build your volume, and it's going to help. Every time you're adding people, it's building their volume. So you are all helping each other become successful. There are people on this team that have absolutely nothing to do with my rank or will ever be part of my volume or anything. And I don't care. I invite them to come to this group because I want them to be successful. And if I know that I help them get there, and that's just my personal karma thing in my head, that I think you pay it forward, it's going to come back tenfold. Somewhere, sometime it's going to happen. It's going to happen, maybe it's not for 5 years. I don't know. But I think me being genuine and helping other people is going to come back and help me somehow. I don't know when, like I said, but I think it will. And I'm more than willing to help everybody on this team to become successful, but you have to know what you need to do to get there. You can't flounder, you can't flail, you can't do any of that stuff. If you're serious about this, you have to figure out what works for you. What works for me may not work for you. Like I said, I'm a cluster, so I'm not sure. Maybe that works for you. Maybe a whole cluster jumble day all day long works for you. Well, then I'm perfect to help you get that way. But you have to look at what fits into your schedule, what fits into your life. What do you want from this? Do you want it to be a full-time position? Then you have to work at that. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to just instantly have 15 people message you and say, I want to be a coach. How do I do it? Because it doesn't happen. If it does, I don't know to who, but let's see. Dora said, I know what to do. I just don't know how to get it all done in one day every day. And Andrew said she agrees. Okay, so figure out what is the most important things to you that you know will help you hit your goals. What is the most important thing? And I want you to write them down. If you just send them to me, I will hold you accountable, and I will probably annoy the shit out of you to get them done. But think about the most important thing. If it is adding people to your team, then you need to be adding people to your team. If you, no, thank you, you big wimp. If you can't add new people to your team, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Yeah, you're always kidding, Dora. Whatever. She's bossy. Don't let this little cutie pie make you think that she's not bossy, because she is. She's very bossy. She's little, but she's bossy. Yeah, Dora. Aren't you driving? You're supposed to be paying attention to what you're doing. Okay, so you need to figure out what's the most important in your day. Like me, this is literally what I do. I get up, I work out, I post about it, and I will annoy people with my posts because I'm on this, my thing is Project 35 and Alive, because by my 35th birthday, I need to hit my freaking goal by now. My God, it's getting annoying. So that's my drive, and I don't care who's annoyed by it. I could really care less. It's me holding myself accountable. And I've had people message me about what I'm doing, because I'm already seeing changes in my body and in my muscles, and people notice that, and they're like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm lifting weights. So it's giving me an opportunity to talk to people about what I'm doing. So, okay, so I work out, I post about it right away in the morning. Then I drink my Shakeology, and I get my kids on the bus, And then I figure out what I need to do after that. Do I have stuff planned already to, because sometimes I have to be on Zoom calls with corporate, and then there's other times I need to do a Zoom call with a coach on the team that I've set up, or I sit down and I start calling. Now Dora's got me back to calling again. I call either my coaches or I call my new free leads that I've done, and I just try to touch base with them. I was texting them. It was kind of working, but I just feel like sometimes you lose that personal touch with people when you just start texting. I know some people are all about texting, and I am too, but when it comes to this business, I think that personal touch of hearing your voice, it goes a lot further. And then they know that you're a real person. You're not just some computer sending out the same message. And okay, Erica says she tries to get them added on Facebook as soon as possible. Okay, so my thing is I've done that. I've added people to Facebook, and then I was sending them a little message, but because we weren't friends, it was going to their other messages, and so they were never getting them. So I'm not sure, unless Facebook has changed in the last couple of years with that part of it, that if you send a friend request, it goes into their, or send a message and a friend request, that it goes into their, like it doesn't go into their other messages. Actually, 2 people were referred to me the other day, and I didn't know them. I just had one mutual friend, and it was from a coach that left our team, and she said, yeah, after she quit, like 6 people came up and wanted to know about Challenge Pack. She was like, seriously? I quit, and then all these people, and I said, have you ever seen that picture of the guy with the pick, and he's like digging through the hill and digging through the hill and digging through it, then all of a sudden he's like just a sliver away from finding that diamond in the hillside, and he turns around and says he gives up. So I told her, I said, it was kind of like that. She was creating that momentum and creating that audience, and then all of a sudden she quit because she felt that nobody was coming to her, and then here comes these people, and it was all in the timing. These people weren't ready, and it just happened to be when she quit. So she sent them to me, and I sent them a friend request, and in my message I just said, I was given your name by whoever she was, and she told me that you were interested in Shakeology or a workout. I would love to connect with you and become your coach and help you reach your goals. Let me know what works for you. And they messaged me back they took my friend request, and they messaged me back right away. And I've been talking to them a little bit since it was Labor Day weekend. It was kind of hard when I was camping. I had really spotty reception, but they're on my list to follow up with this week. So, if you can, send little, I don't know, I guess if you can message them or ask them to be your friend on Facebook. I figure it's Facebook. If they say no, you just want to be careful with that they don't flag you in any way. Because again, Facebook will put you in jail. I'm not trying to freak you out or anything, but I've had that happen too. And that was a couple years ago, but so yeah, so I try to call these people, or I try to set up calls with my coaches or your coaches or whoever's underneath you. But yeah, I try to get all that done in the day. And then I have to make sure that, right, also when my boys get on the bus, right away, if I have some time in between, like, a set that I'm doing for weights and I'm sweating and I'm dying and I need a little bit of a break, I will go in and I will post in the coach training group, and I'll post in the challenge group that I'm running that month. And so I'm always trying to get every single thing, all of those covered. So then at night when my boys are in bed, I go back through those groups and I comment of whoever wrote anything in there, or I like it, or I say, oh my God, that food looks really good. And, I try to say, oh, give me the recipe. And that's usually when I'm saying, give me the recipe, I probably know what it is if it's from the Fix 8 group, but I'm hoping that you're going to post it so then other people see it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to post things so people will, comment on it or get some information from it. So that's kind of my day. And I know that I could probably be doing more. Tuesdays and Thursdays, like I said in the last call, I'm going to start being more available for you if you want me to be available to do a business call with you. If not, I'm going to focus on really, really, really working on my business and inviting more people to my team. So I have already went over on the time, so I'm going to end it unless somebody has any other questions. Again, if you have questions, I want you guys to message me them or post them in the group and say, hey, Jen, can you throw this on the team call? Can you cover this? I know it's a week in between there. If we can't wait, then we can set up a Zoom call. Like I said, I actually posted in the group for everybody to get this little, what's it called, Voxer or something. Brandy and I used to, it kind of makes a walkie-talkie sound. It's really fun. So we sit there and talk back and forth to each other. So it's really fun. And you can actually do group ones. You can do videos. And they're there forever. Like, unless you delete it, you can go back. So if I told you some information that you're like, oh, I'm going to remember that, you just go back and re-listen to it. So it's the same thing as, I guess, Facebook would do, but I think things get lost in the messages so much there. But I think with these people in the team that wanted to do success partners, I think that would be good for you guys to use that too. And then you guys can save your little messages in there. So anywho, let's see, there was another message on there. Oh, just now. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to end the call. And if you guys have any other questions, please, please, please don't be afraid. Hey, I'm going to post in the group. Thank you for getting on the call. Could you please, these phone number people, I don't know who they are. I'm going to do a screenshot of this so I can see who this is. I'm missing 2 people. I know they got off. But if you probably don't have access to typing in there, but can you tell me who the people were that were on the phone calls? And then I just want to make sure I'm thanking you guys for getting on the call. So anywho, I'm going to stop the recording right